We are Get Up and we're talking about the Jets. I'm Greeny, Dianna, Harry, and D. Wood. I'm starting with you. After the reports coming out of this joint practice with Carolina were not so positive, what is your number one concern for the Jets?
I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's the offensive line. You know, that's the one area where you look at the Jets, and there's been a lot of question marks. We know that, starting left tackle Dwayne Brown's on PUP. They're trying to work him back, and hopefully he'll be ready for game one. But there is legitimate concern with the Jets organization that can they hold up on the offensive line, particularly offensive tackle position?
Yeah, because you go out and you get Aaron Rodgers, and then all of a sudden you get him beat up, and the whole thing doesn't work. So, Dianna, I turn to you, and I'm begging you to tell me that there is a solution to what is clearly a problem.
Yeah, because this is a problem that we're not just talking about. The Jets front offices as well. They're very aware that the protection is an issue for them. They've seen it all camp long, and it's been very inconsistent. The interior is okay. It's the edges, right? And Aaron Rodgers actually even just said it recently. That's the problem. There's not enough consistency. So at this point, they're constantly looking on the street players that are available to perhaps fill in the hole. But the consistency is what they're chasing after. I don't expect the Jets to make any big, significant moves between now and the trade deadline, but it's obviously going to be a possibility if we start seeing Aaron Rodgers getting hit.
The trade deadline, so you're talking about the end of October.
Correct.
I'm talking about before we get to September, because if Aaron Rodgers doesn't make it to November, it doesn't make any difference anyway.
And look, they know that they're going to have to solve this issue because it is a glaring problem. You just have to watch one practice and you can see it.
Can they solve it from what they have within, Harry, or do they need to go outside and get somebody? Can they just, with practice and work and repetitions and coaching and whatever else they do, can they solve this problem without making some kind of move?
I think they have to make a move. And I look at a guy that's very close to Aaron Rodgers and David Bakhtiari.
David Bakhtiari.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yes.
I feel like if you're the Jets organization, you have to try to, work out every possibility to see if you can get that guy. Make sure the numbers and the money works. But when you look at the Jets situation, you can't go get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, and then next thing you know, you can't protect him, and now the offensive line is a deficiency, and you don't have the dreams and aspirations come true that you had when you went and got him. Mm-hmm. So in saying that, and I see you're very, very excited right now.
I'm rolling closer. Cindy, I'm rolling closer and closer to Harry as we go.
So check this out. So if you're the Green Bay Packers,
yes,
in order for that second-round draft pick that you got from the Jets to become a first-round draft pick,
yes,
you need Aaron Rodgers to play a certain percentage. Well, if he's hurt and getting beat up, how's that going to happen?
So they just give David Bakhtiari to the Jets.
There you go. You make it work. Okay. Now, the Jets are going to have to give them something back.
Yeah.
The contract that Bakhtiari has, I think the Jets would.
What do they want back? What do they want back?
I don't know.
Well, the reason why Bakhtiari also makes sense, and this is just from having conversations with players that play that position in this league, is there's a certain cadence to Aaron Rodgers, right? There's a comfort that David Bakhtiari has. This team is still learning each other. They're still trying to figure this out. Granted, they were doing a lot of prep when they were in on Aaron Rodgers before the trade was official. They were learning his protections, watching film of things he liked, hoping that he would land in New York. He's in New York now. It's going to take time for them to figure that out. David Bakhtiari would be a good answer if he's healthy.
All right. Trust. The word trust. It just doesn't matter in relationships. It matters when it comes to football as well.
Absolutely. Now, D. Wood, I can't roll all the way to you, but I will ask you, is he the solution to the problem? Is David there's an injury history here, right? I mean, he's a terrific player, but he's been hurt a lot of late. Is he the answer to the Jets' question right now?
I don't think he's the answer because David Bakhtiari plays the same position as Dwayne Brown. They both play left tackle. You still got the right tackle position. So I think
isn't that supposed to be Mekhi Becton? Didn't he get drafted number one, a first-round pick for a reason? Isn't it supposed to be his job?
Well, listen, there was talk about Mekhi Becton, possibly moving to right tackle. Listen, here's what I would say: we still have a month before we get into the games that really count. A lot of things can change. A lot of positions can be changed and all those type of things. So we got to wait and see how that all how that all works itself out. But the questions they're going to continue to get louder if these problems, persist with the Jets' offensive line.
All right, so let's make one thing clear. Dianna is not reporting that the Jets are trying to trade for David Bakhtiari. I am. So let's, in that event, how do I get this done? What would it take? What do you think? If you think both teams might be motivated, right? The Packers,
look,
big salary, how would we get this thing done?
The answer a front office is always going to tell you, well, you need something to trade. They're going to need, the Jets are going to have to give
Draft
something.
picks, future draft picks?
It could possibly be. It could be a player. It would have to work for Green Bay for them to be invested. You do bring up a great point, though. They have a hand in this, right? They don't want to see
right.
Aaron Rodgers get hurt.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think if there's one thing that we've accomplished here, we figured this out. The Jets are going to get David Bakhtiari, and it doesn't make any difference what they have to trade to get him. And don't forget, you can watch Get Up every weekday morning on ESPN between 8 and 10 a.m. Eastern, and stay tuned for more exclusive Get Up content on YouTube as well.